Welcome back to Obscure Board Games. This is Raise the Titanic. In this game, you are attempting to study the recently discovered shipwreck by bringing artifacts back to the surface. To become the world-leading expert, you must gather supplies to go on expeditions to the ocean floor. To start, the artifacts are placed in the ship and each person takes an initial expedition budget and a boat. The game is played in two parts. The first part takes place before the ship is raised and makes up the majority of the gameplay. Your goal during this phase is to gather resources, acquire valuable artifacts, and make a name for yourself. On your turn, roll and move, following the instructions on the space you land on. To lead an expedition down to the shipwreck, you'll need to hire a crew and purchase a diving bell, fuel, and food for the trip. You get these 4 expedition resources by landing on various spaces and drawing cards that allow you to acquire them. To visit the Titanic, follow one of the inside paths. In order to enter a path, you must either have all 4 expedition resources or you must be starting your turn on an entrance space. Once there, try to land on a space that allows you to take artifacts. To get artifacts, you must have at least 1 crew card. You can have up to 2 crew members, so when you land on one of these spaces, take the number of artifacts equal to the number of crew members you have. Each artifact's value is printed on them, so try to take the valuable ones first. Once you leave the inner path, take a fame card. Each one has some number of fame points that you keep throughout the game and contribute to your final score. Be careful though, as the other players are also trying to uncover the mysteries of the famous ship. If you land on another player, take $20,000 from them. If you land on Davy Jones's locker, take all of the money that has been placed there. Each time you pass the pay wages space, you must pay $10,000 for each crew member you have. Some spaces have you draw cards which may change the game for you in an instant. These cards can offer you volunteer crew members, force another player to return an artifact to the ship, or be used as protection from future setbacks. You may also return artifacts and resources to get half of their value back if needed. If you run out of money, you are eliminated from the game. Once the final artifact is taken from the ship, the first part of the game ends. The one who takes the last artifact also gets the ship's log worth $100,000. Each player gets an additional $100K for making it this far, and $50,000 is offered to the one who ends up with the ship's log. In this final phase, board spaces lose all meaning. The player with the ship's log moves to the corner with the Titanic, and everyone else starts at the home port. The goal now is to be the first player to reach the home port while having the ship's log in your possession. The player with the ship's log rolls 1 die trying to stay ahead of everyone else. The other players roll both dice trying to catch up to the frontrunner. If you catch up to the player with the ship's log, stop there, take it from them, and roll 1 die to move ahead. Each time you steal the ship's log or land on another ship, that player puts $20,000 in Davy Jones's locker. When the first player reaches home, the game ends. They collect any money on the board and everyone adds up their total value. The one with the highest total wins and is named the world-leading expert on the Titanic.